said we got to get more consistent. We are consistent. We're consistently turning the ball over. We're consistently, playing parts of games. This was a big win for us. They were playing pretty good. We did an unbelievable job defensively. I thought an unbelievable job rebounding the ball. Unbelievable. It was, we had some guys that played in stretches. I thought Cash struggled in the first half. And was a completely different player in the second half. And just can't figure out how we're going to keep this energy level up. And, Aaron and Alvin did a heck of a job on Jock. I thought Bohannon had a few open shots that he missed, but I thought we did a pretty good job on him. I mean, defensively, to hold a team like that, the 32-8 and 19 from the three, and yet still have 21 turnovers. It's just, good thing I got a party with my old guys right now, because that is frustrating. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's, I'm just not sure I'm understanding it. But if the Twitter mongrels have something to say now, it should be on me. That has to change. There's no way on God's green earth that a team can turn over 21. I mean, that's like 6 interceptions in football, with 15 penalties. And but I'm going to try to go past that and say we ran the ball better. Josh Langford, I thought, looked more like a Charlie Bell or pounding the offensive boards, and they got him down for no offensive rebounds. By the way, Matt, nice to that crew. I thought if you get a tip, it's one. But Josh kept so many balls alive that early 2 of the first 3 baskets, I think, were caused by him. And then he ran. We've been asking him to run and rebound. And he ran, and he got those open shots, the 3, and he buried them. Big day for him. Miles was pretty solid and steady. I thought one of the problems was Kenny Goins was so tired. I don't know if it was from the sickness of last week, but he couldn't go at all. And then Nick got in that foul trouble, and that was a problem. But all in all, the defender rebound, which I say is how you win games. We beat a damn good team, very well coached team. Franny's got a lot of the same issues I have with some young guys, and we did the job on their ace, and or did a decent job on him, I should say. Jock has been, I think, very good, and that was the difference in the games.
Tom Miles, 14 points in the first half, 2 in the second, but defensively he was able to do some things. What can he do for you guys when he's not scoring, just defensively, away for the ball? What does he add?
Well, I don't know how many minutes. We played him too many minutes, 37 minutes. Just can't do that. I mean, I'm going to crucify myself up here because that's a poor job on my part. I thought he looked tired the second half too, but we put him in a position where he had to help because they had a guy that he was guarding that wasn't a great shooter, and we want him to help other guys and get some deflections. And, he still gets 11 rebounds, and he still gets, shoots 50%, and he only has 1 turnover. And I thought he played good, but the second half I didn't think was great. And that's the cool thing about him. When I asked him after how he felt, he was mad. He said that, I didn't rebound very well second half. And so that was all good. So we got to do a better job with him. But we got to get him more rest than that. 3 minutes is. We were trying to run up and down, and the way they were running up and down, that was not good coaching.
Coach, you had the 4 freshmen score double figures, all 4 of them for the first time this year, I believe. And Josh Langford didn't take a shot against Michigan, but was much more aggressive here, especially in the second half. And in particular, Nick Ward didn't start, had 2 points, 1 rebound, big second half. How would you describe how they came on there in the second half?
I love the way both of them played. Josh, I don't know why, I tell parents, I tell coaches, I tell everybody, I tell the media, there's a process. Maybe I don't understand the process. Maybe I'm looking for too much out of those guys sometimes. But he played like I think Charlie played as a junior, and those guys, and he just was a lot more aggressive on the break. He ran his lane. He drove a couple times, even when he missed shots. I thought he was just more aggressive, and But boy, getting to the offensive glass, he defended pretty well. I think you see what Josh Langford can be. He's got a ways to go. He's got the consistency issues, but man, I was proud of him. And Nick, he didn't play very well at Michigan, and so we decided to bring him off the bench, and maybe it was the haircut, I don't know. But he did. I thought Nick was as dialed in as I've seen him this year. And when he got a second ball and he had to come out, he stayed dialed in. And I'm very leery of giving everybody credit, especially at this time of year, but I was really proud of those two guys. And Cassius, for being as average as he was the first half and exceptional as he was the second half, I think all three of them have the same issues, and I guess that's why I'm here. They've got to learn to play with some passion and intensity. I even saw Josh jump up and down a couple times, and it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But I think it's important, and they're getting better. It's a process.
How do you feel about Nick's haircut?
Love it. I think he looks great, man. I think he looks great, and I think Didi got his cut, and things started changing, and Nick was really focused in. He knew what he was doing on everything. He stayed right with the game. I was really pleased with Nick. Really pleased.
Tom, you came out speaking about the 21 turnovers.
Yeah.
This late in the season, is there anything you can do, or is this just something you're going to have to live with?
No, I can't live with it. You know as well as I do. You don't win big games. You can't beat. I'm not saying this wasn't a big game, but you can't win against real good teams. You can't win in the Big Ten tournament. You can't win in the NCAA tournament if you're turning the ball over 21 times. You just watch the Super Bowl. I mean, it doesn't change in any sport. This was a weird set of turnovers too. The first half was one way. The second half, we're dribbling the ball, we fall down. I don't know how I can coach that different. But we showed all our players the turnovers at Michigan. Try to go through that. I hate to say it, but it's going to come down to turn the ball over in practice. It's going to get drastic because we're not valuing the ball, and that should all fall on me. So if anybody wants to get on me about something, that is one you should get on me about. That's going to fall on me, and the harder you get on me, the harder I'm getting on them, and we're going to get it straightened out because we got good enough. Some of the guys that are making them are good passers and good players. It just it's frustrating. I shouldn't let it ruin a good day because really, if I look at it, if we had turned it over 15 times, we would have got 66 shots, most shots we had all year. We're shooting almost 50%. That's a 20-some point win, and that's disturbing.
After one of those turnovers, Miles had pretty incredible blocks. Wondering if you could reflect on him wanting to do that and physically being able to do that.
Well, I just took the blame for the turnovers, and I'm going to take the credit for teaching that son of a gun how to block shots. So it kind of balances out. We're 50-50. It took a lot of work, and it took some time, but, he used to just kind of jump off 1 foot and wasn't doing it well enough, so I got him to jump off 2 feet. And he used to try to just block it with his head. I got him to use his arms. And between the two of us, we've done a hell of a job on that. So that was an incredible play. He's, I still say he's one of the more special people. Enjoy Miles Bridges, guys. I still say he's the most humble, great kid. I love that kid. He's good.
Tom, when you watch a game like this, can you see your team's ceiling within this game? Can you see steps toward it? And can you picture ceiling how good it can potential? Can you see within this? Yeah, I
do. But I've said that's in the Duke game, since the Arizona game. I really do it. And maybe I'm complaining about you guys or people out in the other world. Maybe it is just part of the process. I watched Kentucky last. Was it today or they just looked average. I watched Duke. Maybe it's just the way it is, that these freshmen are going to take a while. And, I'm sure Franny felt some of that about Bohannon's never He's missed some good shots. He's been such a great player for him, and you know, he just had one of those days. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it is, but I do see progress. I've been saying that, and I see it. And there's times we run things really sharp and good, and you know, we missed some good shots. I mean, I thought they missed a few, but McQuaid missed, you know, a few. Thank God he kept shooting this time. Langford, you know, what can I say? I mean, you know, those guys, Bridges, Langford, and one turnover each, you know. It was, you know, Aaron struggled turning the ball over, and then we had a plethora of guys getting two, so. A couple more, because I'm going to a party.
Chris.
Yeah, you mentioned about the rebounding, but obviously the offensive glass and the ability to get back on that is one of the big differences to help overcome those turnovers. You talked about that going in. I mean, what did you see from those guys different tonight?
Well, I thought the transition defense was pretty good, except when we scored. You know, we're celebrating, and they're, you know, early in the game they went down, but then we did a better job in transition. That was really good for us. We did a better job, you know, sprinting back. We got a better job when we did turn it over, going out and blocking a shot or challenging. They missed a couple layups. I mean, that could have been really ugly as far as points off turnovers that were direct points. In other words, turnovers for touchdowns. Miles saved one. Aaron saved one. I think Cassius saved one. So there were some plays there, but transition defense was a big part. Give our kids credit on that. You know, I'll go ahead and I'll close it when I'm ready to close it.
Brendan's got the last one there.
But I was going to ask also about Ellis defense. You mentioned Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis, and I thought Harris did a great job defensively on him. Ellis did a very good job on him. Very good job.
At this point, what do you think are your most effective rotations?
You know, I think that's going to be the most frustrating thing for you, me, and the fans. The rotations are going to be what they are. You know, if someone's playing good, he's going to be rotating. I just can't afford to let guys in there that aren't playing as hard or aren't playing with as much passion defensively or aren't playing as much passion offensively. You know, I thought we ran better. You know, I mean, Kenny, I thought struggled. I thought he looked winded every minute he was out there. He had 3 dunks that he didn't even dunk. He's a good dunker, but he gets 10 rebounds, you know. So I don't know what the best rotations are. You know, I thought Tom did an unbelievable job of Bohannon. And I thought Cassius did a great job in the second half, scoring the ball. We ran some things for him. He looked more aggressive. Elvin did some good things, and yet, you know, critical times we're making one-hand catches and the balls are going out of bounds. So, you know, it's they all know that they're going to play, and they can't really shrink the playing group because the foul trouble we get in. I could shrink it a little bit with the guards, but those guys have been pretty good, and sometimes we play Ellis at the 4. So, afraid it is what it is. I mean, hard to change it in the middle of February. That won't be the problem. The problem will be the turnovers. And that's what we got to correct. So, you know, I'll close by saying this. I really am thrilled about the win. Because, you know, we came off. This is hard to do. It's hard to come off your rivalry game, play as poorly as we did, and bounce back. That is very hard to do, especially for a lot of young kids. And I thought we had energy in practice, and for the most part, we played with a lot more today. And we won the way you got to win down the stretch now. You got to defend, you got to rebound, and older than dirt. But you got to defend, rebound, and not turn the ball over. And so 2 out of the 3, I thought we did at a very, very high level. And 1, I thought we did at a very, very low level. But it was encouraging to see Cassius bounce back second half. It was encouraging to see Nick, after having to sit out that long, bounce back second half. It was encouraging to see Josh do what he did. And yet, those seniors might have won us the game by the defense they played on Jock, because he was unbelievable at Minnesota. So hopefully we'll get better, because Tuesday's not going to get any easier, and it's going to be a quick turnaround. But I'm going to go spend 3 hours with my former guys and back to work tomorrow. So thanks a lot.